Hi, welcome back to a thing where I review a game that I've played and beaten. Joining me today is Kelby, as he is one of the people or he is the only person that sat with me and played the game, or well, didn't play the game but watched. Uh, say hello, Kelby.
Hello.
And me and him are going to talk about the game and review it. I've got my personal opinions about it. Kelby has his, and hopefully it'll all come out to be relatively the same. I don't know. Otherwise, we're gonna argue, and I'm probably gonna whoop his ass. Anyway, like with the other two videos I've made, we're moving on to the first thing, which is the actual gameplay of it. So, my personal opinion, the gameplay and actually playing the game, it was pretty good. A lot of the mechanics about the game felt very fluid, but then there were also times where you know, uh, I felt like I wasn't able to react the way I was wanting to react. Uh, I feel like they could have added more weapons as well. I mean, like the main weapons you get
Hmm.
is like a knife, a stick, and a fucking brick or a bottle. Like you
Yeah.
could have added like some size. It's like there's a bunch of shit you could have added. Uh, I felt like the game but I feel like kicking. I mean, there was kicking was all right. Being the leveling up system was pretty nice too. Uh, I mean, it was easy. It felt easy as fuck to gather experience and everything for it, and I wasn't struggling. And I also like the way that you come back to life, and like the way,
Mechanic.
yeah, the fact that you like and the aging mechanic in it, I thought was very cool and unique as well. Yeah. Other than that, I think that's about it for gameplay for me. Like, any opinions on that, Kelby? You want to add or discuss
Like
about?
the executions for the enemies, you just start seeing the same executions over and over. It
Yeah.
really kind of drained it. I
Mhm.
felt like it could have had more executions to it besides, one or two that are the exact same. So you slam someone's face against the wall and
Yeah.
slap the shit out of them.
Yeah, it got really prevalent whenever you were using takedowns of weapons, especially the knife. You see,
Hmm.
like I saw the same throat slashing motion like 80 times, and before the weapon broke, I was like, God damn. Uh, but I agree with that whole takedowns. Um, I at the very least, uh, change up the takedowns involving like the environment. Like if you're near the stairs, like make the takedown where you literally just fucking like just do a jump and you fucking pump the fucking feet into his chest and fucking fling him down the stairs, something like that.
Drop kick them down the stairs.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, anything
Like
else?
yeah, like the revival. I want to say like it should take more life from you whenever you die instead of like just 5 years or 1 year whenever you're young.
Yeah,
Like the younger you are, the more life it should take, and the older you get, the less life.
yeah.
That's my opinion because I wanted you to get old in that thing so fucking bad,
I
but you didn't fucking get old at all. You just sat at a fucking constant age of 20.
I got like 25. I think was the oldest I got, and I immediately bought the thing that made me go back to 20. I was like,
Yeah, exactly.
fuck you, bitch. I'm young forever. Uh, I would like abuse the fuck out of that though. But if you could just buy 5 years back, like,
Why wouldn't you? That's honestly the truth.
Alright, anyway, so that's enough for I guess gameplay, unless you have anything else you want to add.
Gameplay, the story. Like I
Oh
feel
no,
like the
that's
story.
that's the next all right, we're gonna go and move on then. The
Oh yeah,
plot.
my fault.
The plot of the game. So the actual plot, as I have learned throughout the game, is that you are a young boy who, is a dude, which they actually believe it or not, Kel, but they never named the character. Like your character is not named. Like throughout the
Oh
entire thing,
shit.
you're literally just a nameless Chinese man looking for revenge because his dad got killed by five dickheads. like, and like, there's not even. I mean, I guess there's more in-game lore that you could like really look into, but like, I did not give two shits, so I just didn't even think about it. I was just fucking punching. But
Punching.
yeah. So basically, the plot is that you're a young boy who was trying to hide, got discovered, and your dad got killed because he, I guess, didn't want to give up some kind of power or special technique or some shit to the leader of the gang, which his name is Yang. And when I was actually, because I was looking up, because I usually don't do any research for review, it's kind of right off the top of my head. But same time, like when I was making a list of like things I wanted to talk about, I was like the Shifu for the main character, but then I was remembered that like his dad's name was called Shifu by Yang, which is one of the bosses.
Uh-huh.
Uh, So I was like, well, hold on, like, what's his name? So when I looked it up, whatever, I also saw that there was somebody had mentioned that like it's alluded to that Yang is actually the older brother of your main character, and is this and he killed and he basically so it's a father killing a or his son killing the father, and then basically getting his little brother killed as well. Couldn't
Yeah,
be couldn't be me.
honestly.
Couldn't be me. Uh,
You don't say you never thought of it.
I didn't. I actually never thought about it. To be fair, I did think about just uh
Locking us in a
selling you
closet.
guys. Well, yeah, but all right. So basically, and then once your character, which he survives thanks to a magical amulet, like in Jackie Chan Adventures, um, he gets he trains all the way up to the age of 20, and then he's like, all right, I've trained for I'm assuming from the age of the kid, probably like fucking 8 years to 10 years. He's like, now I'm gonna go kick their asses. Now they're all old as fuck. Like, so this is basically a game where you go beat up elderly people. And then everybody's got, and then you go through, you kill one by one. Each level is designed after uh, a person, one of the villains, until you eventually kill your possible older brother. And then at the end of it, you're just like, well, I did it. And then you fucking like, I mean, it's like there's no real like resolution. You just kill the dickhead and then walk away and you're like, well, I don't know what to do now, I guess.
My
Uh,
vengeance has been complete.
yeah. Anything you want to add towards the plot that you were trying to talk about earlier?
Yeah, I just believe the plot could have done more,
Oh,
in my
100%.
opinion. Like, just how it was, like, you just go kill these guys and you're done quit.
Hmm.
Let's be honest, we wanna see drama, action, a love interest, or some bullshit.
Yeah,
You know what
like
I mean?
maybe like have a love interest that like gets killed and then you get your ass kicked by the final boss and then you get to like go through the fucking last level again to fight him once again.
Exactly. Or have it where your amulet gets stolen, you can't die at all for, like, the last level to
Yeah.
just get it back.
Which actually, I think he did take it. The because like once you get past, because every boss is two phases, right? So once you get past the
Yes.
first phase of the final boss, I think he does take your amulet.
No, I thought you hit it out of his hand and take it
No,
back.
no. I mean, yeah, towards the very, very end, whenever you fucking finish them off, but like it's like it's basically take. I don't remember exactly. I might be getting it fucked up. Anyway, that's it for plot. And we're gonna go on to design next.
Alright, let's do it.
Oh god, this pixelated image was pretty bad. I thought it was a pretty good fucking screenshot, but apparently when it gets blown up, it doesn't look very good. All right. Anyway, so we had the design of the game. I thought the design looked very, very good. That the game looked good. It felt good too. Like a lot of the fight scenes, yeah. Even though we gave shit for it not having enough, what it did have was very smooth, pretty fluid. I didn't really have many issues with you know and like one and especially if you're good with the game and you just walk in the motherfucker, you could like dodge everything and pop the shit out of people if you get real good with that fucking parrying because it just feels good, feels smooth. My favorite level, believe it or not, was the where this bitch dies. I mean, like
Yeah.
to get through the level design itself. I mean, the museum wasn't the funnest, but I enjoyed whenever like some levels would like transform. You know what I mean? Like for example, this one in a snowy peak out of nowhere. Uh,
Yeah, I
and
know exactly what you mean.
and whenever I was in the dark and there was a bunch of there wasn't much light, and I'm just fucking still whooping people's ass. The only one that didn't really change much for boss fights was, I believe, the final boss. And the most that it changed was whenever he kicked you through the door for the second phase, which is where the surroundings change. It
Yeah.
like it transformed back to the courtyard where your dad died. Now it's like, which is which is a nice little callback. But other than that, though, I mean, like design, like I said, design's pretty fucking good. Looked good, felt good. What about you, Kelly?
I like the design. Whenever we were going through like a little hallway, it would pan out, and you would just be running through, beating someone's ass, going through, knocking teeth in, and all that, just running through stuff. I really like that. I mean, I felt like it should have done a little bit more on that. But everything else, like you said, the snowy peak and all that, that was a good design. The fire where the guy just fucking, smoked a cigarette, tosses it, and next thing you know, everything's on fucking fire. Somehow must have
That
had
was
gasoline.
yeah, that was a good fucking level two. I enjoyed the club level. Forgot to mention that earlier. I just enjoyed because there was a lot of innocent civilians that I could beat the shit out of.
Yeah, like minding their own business.
All right, we're
I,
going. We're gonna go on to the main characters, which we're just gonna call him Shifu for the fucking sake of it. Uh, him as a character, he he makes. I mean, there wasn't really much. There's like no development with him. Like the most
no.
development we get was after the tutorial level, and we see him as a kid dying, and then he just fucking mad and doesn't even explain. It just shows that he's holding a glowing amulet, which could have been anything. It could have just been a battery powered nightlight, like. But it just shows that he's obviously the same kid that's grown up, and survived, and then now he's just going through and kicking shit. I mean, he has very few voice lines. Usually, it's just him asking where the fucking dudes are at, and then responding to what they're saying and shit like that. And
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, as a main character, I mean, he was. I mean, I wasn't. I don't know what I don't really don't know what I should expect. I mean, like the dude just wanted revenge and got his revenge. That's about it.
Like you would want him to have some personal growth in the game. Like I know we talked about the other ending a little bit in it where you could spare him,
Yeah.
but what's the point? Like it showed you all that. It doesn't give you a reason to spare him.
Yeah, I mean, like, and not to mention the fact that even if you do spare him, what about the other four dudes you killed? Like, I mean, like, I mean, like, it just makes no fucking sense to spare the last dude just so he could, like, I killed all your friends, bitch. Now the other guy is gonna be like, oh, now I have to get revenge. Like,
Honestly, yeah.
all right, but yeah, I mean, that's basically the main character. I mean, he kicks ass, or he can get his ass kicked. All right, now we're going to the actual enemies in the game, like the minions. Uh, I enjoyed kicking the shit out of a lot of the minions. I feel like the weaker minions, they were great to beat up too. I just wish they had I wish they could take a single punch more, because there would be times when I could like do the finisher, but I would hit them and they would lose their health a little too much. Like it would just be like literally I would just need one tap more, but if I did that one tap, they would die. Other than that, though, like fucking, there was actually some decently hard enemies in this game. Like the big dudes, if you weren't careful with
Yeah.
them, they'd fuck you up. And then that bitch right there in the background
Oh, the
with the
the
fucking
woman that
legs,
kicks the shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
they were damn near, they were fucking. I don't know why I could not fucking get a grip on them. Like I had better chances against the quote unquote elite guys, that would show up, and the muscular women and shit like that, like the actual martial artists. Like, I had more of a chance against them than I did with the fucking long-legged bitches. Uh, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, there's that. You want to say anything about them?
I would say like the chicks that can kick. Yeah, I've seen you get your ass whooped by them quite a lot, honestly. But like all the other characters, you didn't really struggle. Like you said, you were trying to finish a combo and you couldn't finish it, which sucks because you got unlocked a lot of those skills just to do them. But you never end up doing them because you can never finish them.
Yeah, and the on the people that you can do the combos on, they end up blocking all the fucking time, so you don't even get to do the combo. I would say another thing I wish is that A lot of the weaker enemies had more weapons. I think you know. I feel like that would be cool to have more in there. But then again, it could also been my difficulty level on it. Honestly.
That's true.
Oh yeah. Anyway, let's get on to the bosses. The botanist, I forget his name. I think his name is like Jafar or some shit. All I know is this motherfucker is literally a crackhead. Like, like everyone else is like semi success.
Bug eyed.
I would say him and then the fighter are like just fucking maniacs that like really do deserve to be put down. You know,
Yes,
like this
yes.
dude is literally
They
a fucking like a literal crackhead who's like I sniff fucking fart juice and I'm fucking kung fuing in a goddamn bamboo forest. Like
like, don't ask where the bamboo forest comes. I swear it was a weed farm at one point.
I know, right? But yeah, he just I don't know what I don't know how his life went from let me help kill my friend's master. All right, now that we've done this, we're gonna go our separate ways and do our own thing. I'm gonna go fucking do drugs. Like, I don't know, maybe it's his skill set. He's a poisoner guy or some shit like that. You know, that's he fights with poisons. He was I would say he was a pretty good first boss. But he was also very sneak attacky for no fucking reason. Like the motherfucker would go hide in the bamboo forest, and I would have to wait for him to pop out like it's a fucking whack a mole, and I have to, you know what I mean?
And if you don't get him in one shot, like or beat the shit out of him that time, he
Yeah,
just goes back and forth.
yeah, it's just really annoying. It was a more annoying fight than anything. Other than that, though, I mean, like first phase easy as fuck. Like his first phase was easy. His second phase is where he starts doing the jackrabbit shit, and I'm just like, ugh. Other than that, though, I mean, like him as a character was like whatever, and it was weird too because with him, as we're about to kill him, they just cut. You know, they just fucking cut it out, and you're like, okay, well, I guess I killed him. Anyway,
Yeah, like it doesn't show you doing what he did to you at all.
yeah, I know he's
Who
the one
knows?
who's yeah he's the one who slices your neck too. You don't even do anything like you know what I mean. It's just like he's the first person, which makes sense because he was the one who did slices cut the main character's neck as a kid, but.
You just accept it, like, all right, I guess.
I
But
would have saved him second to last, in my opinion.
honestly,
Just because of the fact that like you would have to go through all the other ones that didn't really do anything to you except for like help them, and then he would be the second to last before you face your possible brother. You know what I mean?
yes, I
Because it
do know
was
what you
yeah.
mean, bro.
Anyway, his level in general was pretty all right. I enjoyed the urban fighting aspect of it. It was I feel like it was a pretty good first level. Uh, like I said, when we spoke about all the level design and everything. It was
Hmm.
also still tutorially as well, which like I said, I mean, isn't terrible, whatever. But I hate when games do that when they make you play through the game on a level, and then they're like, he. Now you have this. Now you can actually get into the actual game, but we're still gonna make it be like and go over the same shit and stuff like that. And anyway, the second boss. This guy was the first one that killed me. His level was cool. I enjoyed his weapon. Uh, I mean, this motherfucker, like I said, was the other person that fucking definitely deserved it. Fucking crackhead. Literally, is just like I like to fight. I'm gonna make a fight club. Understandable. I get that. But then this motherfucker is also burning his hand into people's faces and shit, like for no fucking reason.
Like,
Like,
don't ask how. Like, honestly,
yeah, I know, right? Um, And I even like, and I would say that like nightclub fights and stuff like that was fun. That was also really where you got to see like the environment change with you as you're going deeper into it. Like it flutters from being like a burning building to just club and so back of the club and stuff.
uh huh.
Um, Anyway, as you get him to a fight, he's a very decently hard fight. I did enjoy the fact that they let you have there was weapons in the room that you could grab, so because he also fights with quarterstaff, so you're like, what I mean. I thought that was that was very cool.
Unique.
Yeah, the fact that like he is fighting in a basically a dojo. He's the only one you fight in an actual honest. Well, no, I take it back. He's a because if you count, well, no, no, he
Count the
is
final one.
well, no, because even then it was more of a courtyard that they were fighting in, and the first was his office, but yeah, no, I enjoyed the fight for what it was, especially once I got the dodging down for the fucking sweeps and shit. Uh,
It took you a moment though, let's be
yeah,
honest.
it did take me a bit. Uh, but yeah, I mean, once again, he dies. I don't even remember how he dies. I genuinely don't.
I believe you snap his neck with the quarterstaff he was using.
Maybe I like I said, it was such a it was that I once again I remember it being cut off, but I don't remember what it was. So it just goes to show you that like it was very unimpactful. Uh,
Mhm.
I feel like like he probably would have been a better boss to start with than the other guy.
Yeah.
And this bitch, she
I
like
I I liked her,
yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, honestly, for no fucking reason we killed her. Like honestly, I get it, right? She was a bad bitch who helped kill your father, right? But like at the same time, she hadn't done nothing. And from my understanding, she was actually donating to charities. Like she was being she just very creative, artistic. I don't really know. I mean, like her boss fight, I enjoyed the most. I think out of all of them. Just because of the fact that like it had the challenge to it, but it wasn't so challenging that I couldn't fucking figure it out. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, and also I love the level that I fight her in. Honestly, this was a very good boss. Once again, don't understand the whole. I mean, I get it. She was involved with the murder of your father, but I don't understand the actual like
It seems like she
need.
regretted it the
Oh
most
yeah, she also
because
she also was like very like I didn't regress and that's another reason why I think that pushed her into uh, doing good. Anyway, I enjoyed her second form too when she went crazy bitch and when she started throwing knives and shit, and it was fucking me up. I remember until I started catching them and throwing it back.
I I told you, yeah, you can catch those, by the way.
And I didn't know I didn't know that. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot that I'd bought. I didn't. Well, also not so much the fact that it's a boss, So like, who would expect you? Because most whenever you fight against a boss, usually when they throw shit, you can't really do anything against it unless there's like a specific count like a ability in the game that is already built into it, not something you unlock. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do know what you mean about that.
So like parry is something that was built into the game, right? But you could unlock the ability to catch shit and throw it back if you fucking parried correctly. And that's it was one of those things where like if you didn't have that ability, then you were you would just fucking have to dodge that shit. But if you have that ability, you know what I mean? It's like a little cool, neat little thing they did there. All right, on to the next one. Unless you have anything to say about
Uh,
her.
no, I don't have anything to say about her. I just wish, like, it told you how to spare beforehand.
Yeah, I feel like it should have given you the option, you know.
Yes,
And then
instead of, you having to wait.
oh, also she had like the saddest death, like like you know what I mean? Like they gave her the
They
sad.
showed it. They straight up showed that one.
Yeah, they showed that. Like, literally let her lie in the snow. I have it as one of the fucking pictures. I think for fucking design too. I chose her specifically because she was the artist. All right, on the next one, the CEO, the one armed bitch, and I hated. God, I hated that fight so fucking much. I mean,
Yeah, you did.
like it got to the point where I had to cheese it, where I was like constantly on the edge of her fucking range, and then as soon as she would do that final sweep, I would just fucking, fucking,
Beeline her ass.
fucking chase that bitch down and whoop her ass. I like the way she looks. I don't really understand anything about her background. Like, why is she CEO? Why is she? I mean, like, she's already old as fuck too. Like, it makes no sense that she would fucking yeah, like be with all these other guys. I mean, like the botanist was middle aged, the like real heavy middle aged, not quite old.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean the fighter was probably closer to Yang's age or probably younger than Yang. I mean the artist obviously she was probably like she was younger too. But this bitch, I mean I don't know what the fuck she. I mean I feel like she was just kind of a placeholder. I think I don't really know. her level wasn't terrible, but like honestly, it was pretty fucking quick. Like
It was quick,
the
yeah.
boss fight took a pretty decent amount of time. I think in the entire level, just because I kept getting my ass kicked. I know there's a way to fucking. I mean, there's got to be a way to dodge all that shit, but the issue is that, like when I tried to duck low or whatever, all it would do is like lift my one leg, but she's doing a whole ass sweep, so I'm like, I'm getting my entire fucking foot. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
flipped.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't really have much more to say about her except for she's a bitch.
She's a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I wish it told you like how the fuck she lost that arm and what made her do like fucking be that fucking powerful.
I mean,
But
just in general, I would like to know why all these people decided to fucking kill your
g-
father. You know, like I just know that
like
these guys were like, we don't like the way you're doing shit. Like, yada yada. You should have fucking, and it's just, okay, but
there must be a reason.
no, no. Like, what's the reason? I need to know. I'm sure there's some like lore hidden in the game that explains why, but like I'm too lazy. You gotta fucking spell that shit out to me, like to my face. All right,
No, I understand.
let's get to the leader. Yang. That's a fella. Um, he was a tough fight, but he was also one of the very few people that didn't bring a weapon. Because all the other guys like had some kind of weapon. He's the only one that like barehanded you, and he felt challenging as a boss, but also like you know what I mean, like you could still fight him back, and it felt evenly matched with him having the edge with damage, and you know what I mean. So I thought he was a he was a pretty good boss to fight against. Other than that though, like once again, like it made no sense for him to grab that bird and kill it just to be like, see, I brought it back to life. Like motherfucker, like it was
That's some
unnecessary.
psycho
Like,
shit. That was some psycho shit.
but why would you? I mean, like it crunched, like. And then his death scene was kind of anticlimactic. I mean, it was good in the way that they killed him, where he was like, basically doing the same shit that happened to his father, where he just beat the shit out of his chest and everything. Um,
Hmm.
and I liked how he slid down to the ground dead. But like
Yeah.
but at the same time, I also feel a little like, like I feel like a little bit more.
Yeah.
Maybe
Like, it
maybe
could have
maybe
been more.
maybe have him like look up and be like, fuck you, like
Yeah, like says something like, I knew you could do it, like fucking Tachi, brother.
yeah, right. Just he was, remember me or something, something like that. I don't really know. And that, like I said, he's he was a pretty fair final boss for all intents and purposes. He did kick my ass once or twice. You know what I mean? Like I said, it felt very like it truly felt like a showdown. But you know what I mean? Like it was you. Like I said, he had an edge when it came to damage and health, and he had better blocking. But at the same time, it felt like I could still get my licks in, without having to like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like without having to cheese them, like
Hmm.
the last girl. If
Yeah,
anything, that last girl was like the final boss.
I technically cheesed both the both the women because I caught that one bitch and she kept throwing it back and I was like, yeah. But yeah, and I don't really have anything else for him. I don't think, except for the fact that you get to play him in the tutorial level.
Yeah, that was interesting how you got
Yeah,
to play him.
yeah, it was weird. Because at first I was like, "Oh, is this my character?" Like, and I got through it, and then I killed I killed the dude. I'm like, okay, so why? I thought, and you had told me this game was basically about revenge, and I was like, but why? It looks like I'm the one who's gonna get revenged on, and that's when they show and that's when they show the kid. I'm like, there I am.
Just
Uh,
sitting there in the freaking corner, like, oh no, father.
yeah. Also, like another thing is the fact that he was like, yeah, kill the kid. Like, really? Like, I mean, I get it. Okay, I cannot fault him for doing it because of the fact that like the witnesses and stuff like that. I get it.
Yes,
I do.
yes.
But at the same time, you mean to tell me that, especially if they came for them and knew about, like, I mean, they had to have known about that talisman. There's no way they didn't. Like he brought it up about the talisman, during the fight at one point in time too. Why would you let him keep it? You know what I mean? That just
Yeah.
seems like a fucking oversight. I don't like. That's why I'm thinking maybe they are brothers. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, you got anything else to say about this motherfucker?
Like, if anything, I just felt like the fight should have been at least, 3 tiers, because
Yeah,
it's the final boss.
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Man, think about it. Yeah, maybe like that last one, like fucking, that you get blasted into the courtyard, and then you're fucking, beating the shit out of it, and then maybe then you could like have like for that last final bit, it's just you as a kid fighting against a full
And
grown man. You know what I mean?
yes.
And then like
Like,
yeah, and then like and then when you win, it shows it goes back to the courtyard fight. Like maybe get half health when you go back to the courtyard fight. I mean, oh, anyway,
because out of all of them, they had some special technique, like genjutsu
yeah,
or whatever.
no, that would be that's like some kung fu. It's literally I think it's just straight up kung fu. There might
Uh-huh.
be a specific. It's Chinese martial arts though, 100% is, because I think the Chinese are very about like that whole fluidity, like fucking hand shit, tai chi. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
All right. Anyway, I'm gonna give this game 9 out of 14 kung fu hands. Uh, would you agree to that, Kelby?
I do agree with that. With with the gang signs going up right there.
They're kung fu hands, Kelby. Uh, but yeah. So I first of all, I'd like to point out I did a really good job on Photoshop. It's a
Yes, you
very good
did.
job. Yeah, I know. Praise me. Uh, anyway, yeah. The reason why I gave it, I know I feel like we've been talking a lot of shit about this game. Uh, throughout this entire review, but realistically, it does deserve a higher score than than what we've been making out to be. Like I said at the beginning, the good points about it was the fact that like it felt very fluid in the combat. I mean, yeah, that I wish there was more, finishers. I wish there was more stuff. I mean, like I just wish there was more to this game. But at the same time, with what they had made and brought out, I can't be upset about. You know, what I mean, like I
Yeah.
don't really have any faults with this game. I really don't. Like everything, it's a very unique game. It's very short too, surprising me. It only took me 3 hours to beat the entire game. I mean, uh,
Yeah, like that's something like I wasn't expecting because it took me like 5 hours.
yeah. I mean, and to be fair, I was on the lowest difficulty. Um, but at the same time, like fuck them. I feel like I had trouble on the lowest difficulty with some of those fucking bosses. All right,
Yeah.
any closing remarks you might want to say, Kelby?
Like you said, like it's a good game. It really is. Like I would buy it just to go through it myself, which I have. But it is really a good game.
What's
And yep.
what would? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But I realized I could ask this question. What's the highest price you would pay for this game? Like the absolute
Like
highest price. Like
$15.
15. I agree with you around that area. I might even go to 20 simply because of the fact that it looks good. That $5 extra just because of the fact that it does look good. But the game itself, for only being 3 hours long, I wouldn't spend more than $15 on.
Yeah, like just because the story's so short and all that.
Yeah. Anyway, that's about the review for me. I mean, like, unless you got anything else to say.
I got nothing besides like y'all should try it. Maybe
Yeah,
y'all could do better than Kellum.
and you 100% can. All right. Well, goodbye, dickheads.
Bye bye.